place to travel in a certain way. Causes of traffic, all these different things that I'm going to discuss are different reasons of why traffic is caused. Any one of these can stop all your people coming into the show. First, TCP, traffic control points, which we'll be focusing on today. People in an intersection, people closing a road. Parking, maybe you don't have enough parking, and you run out of parking, so what do you do with all the people that are stuck on the road? Pedestrians crossing a road, which we'll introduce today again. They just keep walking and walking across the road. How do you control them? How do you keep them at bay? Where do you cross them? Capacity, saturation. Do you have enough space in that particular lot, or are you sending cars to a lot that's full? First thing you need to do as you're planning is lead a traffic flow progression. Making sure your lanes and everything is all set. So you want to start at the fastest point, which is out on the highway. Let's use this example. We have 4 lanes on the interstate going at 60 miles an hour. That's 1,800 cars at one particular point will be able to go through there. We then break it down to 45 miles an hour. We need to get more lanes, more capacity. 1,350 cars an hour in each particular lane. We're getting a little bit closer to the event site. We're breaking down to 30 miles an hour, so we get down to a little bit smaller roads. We have 10 lanes, 900 cars an hour in each particular lane through one particular point. Starting to get towards the parking lots, on the property, going a little bit slower as they approach 15 miles an hour. Getting in there, that's 450 cars an hour. Now that we got down there, we have 20 lanes of traffic, and now, as I said, it's not coming at once, it's going to be 20 different points, 20 different parking lots. We need to then go to simultaneous cars being parked. How many people at your event put the car in park, turn the ignition off simultaneously? A lot of people go fill one particular lot at a time. When that fills, goes to the next one, then go to the next one. You're only parking one car at a time. Maybe that one lot is 40 acres. You can break that lot into 4 different sections, which will give you simultaneously 4 cars. You're going 400% faster than you were. This is all testing your capacity. You need to build this cone first, make sure it's right. If you can't have this capacity set, and you don't have these numbers, you're never going to be able to succeed. I'm now going to show you what you guys just walked through. It's the same idea of what you're doing. It's where you started at the beginning, was the interstate. Okay? 95, up and down the East Coast. 1 lane. Moved off the highway onto the secondary road. We went into 2 lanes because I'm breaking you down a little bit slower. We went on site. We're going into 4 lanes. As you guys are slowing down, I'm breaking into 4 lanes to make sure traffic is kept up. And finally, you use your parking areas where everyone was spread out nice and evenly, as you guys saw, and everyone was able to park the car simultaneously. That allowed everyone to flow nice and easy. There was no stoppage. Everyone got right into their parking spots. Traffic control points, TCPs. Keep traffic moving, obviously. We don't want to stop traffic. Minimal to no talking. This is a huge, huge problem. We want to be courteous to the guests. We want to help the spectators to get where they want. But they always have questions. They all have a particular need that we want to try to meet. So when they get into the intersection, they should try to find an area that they might be able to pull someone off to the side of the road so they can keep traffic moving as they answer the question. And then as they get in the middle of the intersection, holding all the traffic up to tell someone where the bathroom is. Use whistles. Use hand signals that are decisive and precise. People will listen and will keep moving. They cannot hear someone talking or yelling with their voice in an enclosed car. They can hear a whistle though, and it'll get their attention and will keep them moving. One of the biggest things I can see, and I'm sure everyone here has been, is you go to an intersection and they allow one person from here to go, and they turn, and one person from here to go, one person, and you just kind of round robin one at a time. Every time you stop and have to change section, that takes time. So you want to let a good portion of cars go simultaneously from one area, then move on to the next area, and etc. If you can find a natural break for that person that wasn't reactive enough, that's great. Take a natural break and then stop. But you have to use your judgment in that intersection to make sure that the people are moving quickly, getting through the intersection, and you're not doing ones and twos. Each TCP needs briefing. What I suggest is there's multiple TCP points all over your air show. There's so many of them, you're not going to see them all during your show. So during the planning stage, what I do is what I call is a TCP index card. Physically an index card, you can type on it, do whatever you would like, but it's telling them exactly what to do and when to do it. So this one right here, traffic continues on the aviation boulevard is their primary directive. If the traffic stops at their TCP point, turn the direct traffic on the right away. So they know right off the bat, if it backs up coming this way, they know that they'll go that way. Once the traffic relieves here, the primary directive is to go here. So the traffic never stopped coming in. They have two options to go somewhere, and they went to two different parking lots. So the traffic's always moving, tires are always moving, customers are very happy. If traffic goes to a standstill in both directions, the first thing they do is to call in to dispatch, headquarters, whatever you guys call your command center, and let them know what's going on. So that information is brought back, and it's not something you see on Twitter, Facebook, or hear about after the show that I sat at an intersection for 40 minutes, because you didn't get that information. And the same thing on an outbound, that TCP will still be at that point. They might have a break in between, but now they need directions on the way out, how to sort out their lanes, how to get everyone moving. This particular one is keep the aviation boulevard moving in the south lane. So there's a two-lane road where on the right-hand side will never stop. A cone pattern coming from right away into the left lane. That one can almost never stop. So they're really going to very minimal traffic coming inbound. So we have two outbound traffics that are just moving along. And again, if it comes to a standstill or request that TCP to call in, so we know there's a problem. Information, communication, very, very important throughout your team. Radios to all your TCPs so they can radio back to dispatch. Extremely important. Sample intersection. You can see the right lane there will never stop rolling. You can just continually just keep on going. It's moving into the right lane and it will never stop. Sample from one of the air shows I did, the TCP intersection that was moving really, really well. It's about a 1-minute video. Unfortunately, there's no audio, but the whistles are going hard. Two examples you saw, first the PowerPoint demonstration, and then the live video has been put right here on the ground. You guys have those. We have the double yellow lines, as you can see. We have the white dotted lines. The black with the little white stripe is representing the curved line. And over here we have the normal crosswalks. This is over here, and no more crosswalks here. Parking lots, just to give you a little idea. Most of your event, we have parking lots over here where you guys are sitting, so this is more of an inbound situation. And then we're going to have other parking lots over here. So as this is the entrance, i.e. the exit, we've set up here, which we're going to go through a demonstration to show you guys how this is done. Okay, I'm going to do it first. So what we're going to ask is, these cards here represent cars. So if everyone can get up and have a card to stand behind it, like if you're pushing it. Anyone that's left over, we have two intersections. You can stand on either side, let your pedestrians cross it.
What? No, I'm twittering.
Row, row.
Lisa has to try the table.
What is Jeffrey's business?
Solutions Event Services.
Solutions, events, services.
I got whiplash.
Do I have to be doing this?
of time, as we go through this scenario, the person that gets the traffic through the fastest, we're going to $50 certificate to the verb place circle between Harris and Dallas. Anyone first? I'm choosing. Where's Bob? Bob, you should be good at this. Come on. Come on, Bob. Oh! Come on, Bob. Let's go. You're used to this, aren't you? Nobody? Come on.
That was a gun.
Guys, gotta try this. It's not that hard. I did it. Nobody wants to come on. Come on, Bob. Let's go. Come on. You're used to this, right? Yeah, that's right. That's okay. All right, we're going to ask is that if you guys in all these cars go back to the position you were previously. You guys go back to where you were previously. You can see this one. You go wherever he tells you to go. You're not going to go. You want to go to the show. These guys are going straight. They go straight to the park. Those guys are turning. Those guys are turning. Yeah, all these people want to cross it. They want to ride the light. But remember, you won't have anything else. Hold on, Orville, you ready? Come on, man. There you go. Time? 43 seconds. There we go.
Woo!
All right, we have volunteers. Come on. This isn't that hard. It's just an intersection. You can't get hurt. I don't think we're going to run anyone over.
Come on, Chris.
Chris. Who's volunteering Chris?
He's the traffic master. He can hurt.
Where's Chris? Why, I saw him walk in.
Hey, back there.
There you have it, Chris.
I don't do traffic. We don't have traffic problems.
Oh! Come on. No one? All right. Okay. If the cars can reset, please, where you were.
Wait, that's hard. $50 for 43 minutes? You cannot beat that.
Panthers fans. Big fest.
Are you ready? All right.
Ma'am, I'm in handicap. But I'm in handicap. I'm in
A couple observations. When the traffic was going this way, these people could have crossed at the same time. And when the handicap VIP and what else were you? VIP. Oh, here's your VIP. And a sponsor. You know, and a couple other things. What you want to try to do is they're just looking for the right answer. You just wait off to the side and I'll be with you shortly. Instead of trying to answer, because you're never going to get the right answer. They're never going to like the answer you give them. Because the answer for them is, I want to park right next to that plane, and then I'm happy. But we want to just be able to keep traffic moving. So if we say, please just pull to the side, I'll be with you shortly. And you can call a supervisor over, wait for a moment when they're going through a long line of traffic on the way, so you can get that moving, walk off, handle them, and then they're just able to not stop in that intersection. Thank you very much, Eric. Who's next? There we go. Thank you very much, James. Come on. I know you're facing very well, she said.
We got a traffic problem.
All right, cars, if you don't mind resetting, choose any line whistle you would like. That's a great choice.
Bob, did you give up your car?
Yeah, I get
Someone stole your car?
That's okay. That's like watching Bob exercise. I'll be sore by the end of the day.
Oh my God, so funny.
We're resetting. Does that have any questions about what's going on? Did you do anything?
I have a question.
Yes.
You got somebody in the inside lane and they want to go left to that lot. You don't want them to go the other way.
What's the inside lane use?
If you have two lanes coming in,
Okay.
at our air show we have, I think, 4 or 6 lanes.
Right here, go on, just what you say. Come on, it's okay, don't intersect, but just so I can understand, everyone can understand what the question is.
They're coming in off the sidewalk.
Okay? Two lanes like this?
No, it's 1 lane.
Okay.
And then it goes off to 6 lanes.
Okay?
And you've got somebody, there's a fence over here. We're coming into a field.
Okay?
And there's somebody over here and they decide they're in the wrong lot. This is a general parking area.
Okay?
He needs a VIP area.
Okay?
And he has to get out of there because he doesn't belong there. He has to go back up to the highway.
Okay?
You're going to stick him.
In that parking lot. Try not to, listen, he's a 1%. He's a 1%. If 99% of people are happy at your show, you're confident happy.
Yeah, but they're not going to be confident and happy because they're going to walk sort of
But
into
it's
that
still
line.
it's still 1%. For you now, if you want to get that 1% happy, you would stop all the traffic, right? Understand that? So how many people are you getting upset to take care of this one person?
Everybody behind you.
And have that be 120 people that are going to stop the traffic all the way out to get this one person out. So when we go over there, let me explain to them, we're sorry, we should have particular directions, right? On where to go, they need to follow those directions. That's,
Sucks to be you, turn here one.
well, I wouldn't explain it to them that way, but at the end of the day, you got to think about the masses. And as soon as you stop traffic, the wheels are stopped. That goes straight out to the highway. To restart takes a really long time. Good customer service, great volunteer that can kind of talk them into, I'm really sorry, I'm going to do the best I can, but to get you out. And the other option also is to have a little trip line exit, have a beach park line, I don't know if like that one, but maybe some way to maybe feel special inside that lot. But it's hard for that 1%. You got 99% happy, you always have 1% unhappy, unfortunately. So, anyone else before we do the next demonstration?
Watch this.
All right.
Big, 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 big. You see, I want to go that way.
Troublemaker.
Can I go that way? You go this way. Come on, come on. I want your name.
What? 40, there we go. Great. So the only observation I had there was, when there's pedestrians, you might want to communicate with them using hand signals, because they're not sure if you're talking to them, the hand signals, or the cars. So as you saw, I was going to please wait here 1 moment till you're ready. Then when I'm ready, I take a whistle out, please go ahead and cross. Because they can hear you, the people in the car can't. Okay. So that's an observation. Very good, thank you. All right, who's next? Anyone that wants to ask him questions, he's very knowledgeable on everything at air shows.
No, we're actually probably going to hire this guy. Our garbage is a disaster. But I can't even get this thing out.
That's right. Do you have to get him dressed in the morning? You know, of course, he said the word this. That's pretty sad.
Wait for the camera. Hey.
Come on, man, move along. Let's see. Let's see. Move along. Let's see.
nice to see how many people go through intersections and you just see what you've been seeing. You go through an intersection and someone's a little bit lively, their personality's showing, they really kind of enjoy it a little bit. Once in a while I get people that dance in intersections. I haven't seen those dancing cops in intersections. Everyone loves to watch it. Maybe something that it's Google goes viral, they're at an air show, and you never know if it happens. All right, if you guys can be set, we're going to do a couple more and then we will move on.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
So when the accident happened, rerun traffic the other way?
At that point when an accident happens, that TCP will be calling it of what's going on. I mean, you're going to have to evaluate what's closed down. You're talking about a lot of different scenarios at that point. More than likely, the accident's going to be a fender bender. And what you're going to want to do is just push it to the side of the road. Same thing, a question comes. If someone asks you a question, it's all I'm asking them to move to the side of the road. It's a fender bender. There's no injuries. Please move to the side of the road, and let's move on. And then you can call whoever it might be to answer that. But if there's injuries, now that's a whole other. And I was in one place that a traffic signal went on fire. So they shut the whole gate down so they could get a response to the boxes. So that, those happen. It does. But you got to just work with those and be flexible when that happens. Same thing as if a plane won't start its engines, right? Your air boss is going to figure out what to do. Same thing on the ground. Whoever's in charge is going to figure out how to work around that situation temporarily. All right, guys, want to reset, please?
Is the remote in his
I think so. It's definitely somewhere.
Branch needs to be there.
Unless, is that what's binging? Is that
That's dinging.
Jeffrey?
Jeff, do you have the remote in your pocket for the PowerPoint?
That's what's dinging.
Yeah, pretty much nonstop.
Teresa, we have 3 kids. You think he realizes that thing's dinging?
All right, who's next? Wow, why is everyone so nervous? You guys, I don't understand. You have to be volunteers sit in these intersections all day long for what? 8, 10, 12 hours with real cars?
I'll try it.
Oh, I look pretty.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Remember, this is what it's like. You guys, everyone might feel a little anxious right now because they don't want to get up and do this. When you put a volunteer in one of these intersections who might not have ever done this, this is what you're feeling like. This anxiety, like, oh wait, I gotta stand here and do what? I mean, sitting there explaining to them, training for them what to do is really important. Give them that TCP card so they know what to do, where the traffic's going. Spend that little bit of extra time. At the end of the day, that extra 5 or 10 minutes with them in your particular intersection, instead of your command center saying, you're going to me in seconds, you're going to be me first, and they get there and look at, what does that look like? Will really help your show, help your guests get in, get out, and have a great experience.
Okay, so they're parking this way, they're parking that way, they're going that way. I have 2 pedestrians and they're pedestrians walking. Yeah.
And they live in different places all the time. The only thing is they're in the right place.
Okay. Okay, so move in, they go that way. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go slow. No, I can't go slow.
You can't just slow.
Okay.
You can do whatever you like. Just watch
Which
the
one do I go
time.
first?
Your chest.
Okay. Okay, I know. Okay. Let's go, let's go. Go ahead, come on.
And you know what? The blues are flying. And
Thank you. One second. Go ahead, come through.
She thought it's scary. I mean, there should be a car accident in here. But remember, how many people think about this when you're at your show and you're asking someone to be in this intersection? How many people here aren't even willing to come up here and do it? There's no danger here. positioning your behavior here to do it, but it's all of these different pieces simultaneously that have to go on. This is more than likely one of your key TCP points. You're not going to have 20 of these. But when you're finding your volunteers, or you're finding your off PDs, you're finding your FDs, whoever it might be, you want to find the strongest one. You don't want to find a police officer that really doesn't want to be in that intersection. You want to find one that's a little lively that likes kind of traffic control. And put them in your most important areas. Make them confident. Let them understand what goes on. You just simply throw someone out there, it doesn't work. It's time to do orientation so they're comfortable when they're out there. It's going to make your life so much easier. Thank you, Desmond. All right, one more time. One more volunteer, and then we will move on. One more person decides. We're kind of quiet. I don't even over there, actually. One more person? Is everybody that scared? It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. An intersection. Yeah, one right there. I do it every day. Thank you. All right, David. Good. Believe it or not, after some time, your volunteers in this section will start to be comfortable and they'll enjoy it. You can move all those people in and out, back and forth really quickly. So just going to keep them on the side, please. Choose any black whistle you'd like.
We're going to miss the show.
Right. Thank you very much. You can keep the whistle. That's all yours. Just a couple songs. I'll let you guys sit down and get through the rest of the couple of minutes. Again, remember, crossing. Make sure you get everyone crossing. The easiest thing you do if you can in your intersection is go one direction, so you always come out. If you guys don't mind, take your seats. We'll finish up the presentation. Oh, thanks. At least he knows walking, not sitting there. Desiree, congratulations.
So we should have women do our traffic control with men listening to us.
Move on to the exit plan, please. Okay, so you've already tested all your capacities of your lanes, of your exits, your entrances, on the way in, before the show, knowing your capacities. Okay, so you know where they're coming from, you've already set it up. All you kind of have to do is reverse it on the way out. You already know how many cars can fit down each row? Mathematically, because you're not going to beat that. If you know 30 miles an hour, you're only going to get 450 cars down that lane. Make sure you plan that that particular lane's only going to get 450 cars an hour. Be flexible. You need to have one person, and only one person. Not a committee, not two co-chairs, not 7 people, that can make a decision when one particular area is filled. So if we're using this intersection here, and we got these 2 lanes that have stopped moving on the exit, and that lane is available, this TCP has called dispatch, command center, base, whatever it is, and have told them that this is backed up. That one particular person that knows everything knows exactly what's available, has been receiving all the communication, will have this DCP send traffic this way. So we still have tires moving. At the same time, that one particular person can try to figure out why we've stopped here. Sometimes it's just traffic, sometimes it's a merge. But you have to be flexible. Even though you've tested everything and you've done all your testing and everything, things go on. There's accidents as you've seen. Someone asks a question. Someone decides they can take a cell phone call and they just want to stop in the middle of the road. All these things that everyone experiences all the time goes on. But that person in the command center that has the ability and knowledge to move the traffic to available lanes, even though that might not be where that particular person wants to go, they'll get their way there. If they went a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles out of their way, but the tires are moving, they're going to be happy. They just don't want to be stopped, as you guys know. The tires just want to be moving 5, 8 miles an hour. You're happy, you're rolling, you feel like you're moving forward. So be flexible, moving the traffic to available lanes. Don't let anything become underutilized. Everything should be filled as evenly as you can. Being flexible. Best thing I can say. Inform your spectators of what's going on. Use all the tools you have to inform your spectators of the best possible routes in, best possible routes out, maybe something that's not going on. There's cameras out there that you can use, DOT cameras. Question?
Yes.
Yes.
On the exit strategy, how far from the venue should you be directing traffic?
I would usually get them to a highway.
To a major highway?
Yep.
Would you also work on the major highway to make sure that that doesn't back up? So
that's too much to control.
Too
Because
much.
there's other factors. Once you get to that highway, you have then other factors, other regular people that are on the highway.
Okay.
I've never really seen a highway that you can really control that it's not being backed up. Once I get them on the highway, they're usually pretty good. Because remember, they're going from 0 to 15 to 30 to 45. Now they're at 60, 65 miles an hour. Most of the time I would experience an accident on the highway. But you might have to react to it and maybe change where they're going. DOT cameras. A lot of police departments now are having, as you guys know, the auxiliary lights you put up in parking lots. They're making those with cameras now, 4-bank cameras that a lot of police departments have. They're great to put up on major intersections. Information can go back to the leader of who's checking the traffic and see what goes on. Google Maps, Singular, DOT feeds. These are all different things that spectators are watching, looking for as they're coming to your event. You want to be in touch with them. Public service announcements with your marketing department and their contacts with the news media, making sure they can get in touch with them quickly. If you have a problem at one particular gate and you want to move them to another one. Again, keeping the information open, the communication open. They might not be happy they're in the car, but at least they know what's going on. Social media. Everyone's doing apps. Everyone's on Facebook. Everyone's on Twitter. Cheap, easy, direct. Have your representative that's sitting there that you can communicate with and tell them, hey, this is what's going on. Obviously, you might go to the Astro Director before they put it out, but you can immediately put out what's going on, maybe redirecting them, maybe getting feedback from your customers on what's going on coming in and going out. You can set up their Facebook page. You can use a different tweet of just for the parking and traffic and monitor that. Your best information is someone that's stuck in traffic, and then you're able to relieve it. All about information. Most of the time, if you know where the problem is and you know all your possibilities, you're going to be able to solve the problem. Have someone monitoring. All their job is to monitor these things that you set up. They can sit there with the traffic person and try to get that information out. Again, communication, getting the information out is huge. Basic review of what we went through. Anyone know how many cars through a particular gate at 1 hour? Let's assume 30 miles an hour.
400.
400? 450. And here's all your miles. These are all on your handouts, guys. This is mathematically figured out. It's nothing I guessed at. Very important to use these numbers when you're testing your capacities, all the way from your highway, all the way into the parking lot. I assume that at 15 miles an hour, you're in a parking lot traveling and grass, gravel, it doesn't really matter, then to 0. traffic cone, kind of a general layout of what's going on, kind of a nice visual for everyone involved, police, everyone, of how it's been tested and what the whole big procedure is going to look like. What you guys walked into, just a nice little cone as people come in your 1 or 2 lanes, they get split. They get split and they get split. You keep splitting them as you slow down on speed so the tires are moving. Remembering that one particular lot that you use currently might be able to be subdivided into 2 or 3 different sections. And that's how much faster you're going to be getting them in. So when they come in your driveway for that one, they get split into 3 different areas. Now that driveway coming in used to be 10 miles an hour. Now that driveway coming in might be 20 miles an hour. You're going to see a huge difference in the traffic all the way from the interstates. TCPs, we spend most of the time on. Give them the information you need on a car. Show them what goes on. Give them some time to get comfortable in there. Maybe you walk out to the intersection with them, or you sign a senior volunteer so you're comfortable. Walk out to the intersection. Show them what to do. Let them get a little bit comfortable instead of just throwing them out there saying, this is what you do. The card is very important. That card will tell them what to do if there's a situation of a backup, what the alternatives are, and more importantly, when to call dispatch. Not to have your radios blown up because, oh my God, there's traffic, oh my God, I can't handle it. Everyone hears that on the radios all the time. You want to hear a concise message when it's all available. Any questions? No? Yeah. Yes, sir.
So basically, if you have no interstate in your process, you just bump down to the appropriate level here to figure out how to adjust the traffic flow.
Well, you got what's your fastest road?
So basically, the fastest road that we get into to my airport, which is a one-way in, one-way out,
Okay.
is 40 miles an hour past the intersection coming to the airport.
Okay, I think that would be about 1,200 cars an hour then, is your fastest road. So you start at 1,200 and then work your way down from there. Yeah, some people might have a county road, but some county roads could run at 40, 50 miles an hour.
Just an observation, and we talked about our parking issues, and we have traffic issues. Our biggest traffic issue is not coming off the road because we use sheriff's department. We found paying the sheriff to do it. They're just better. People listen to the sheriff. It's when we get them into the show, we're trying to keep them in the lanes and everything else. So I'm just making a point, if you have, and we happen to have a sheriff that's involved with the air show, comes to all of our meetings. And so my point is, if you can find somebody at the sheriff or the police department to kind of get involved with the air show, it helps. But our issues are when we get into the events. And keeping them.
Engaging your police department and great new city managers, allowing them to feel confident and getting them on board with you on the plan. And they're just going to help the whole situation.
One more follow-up question. So, given that we have a one-way in, one-way out, very limited on-site parking, have you experienced with bringing people in by bus rather than by automobile?
Absolutely. It gets very particular on your show and how it's set up, but I'm sure there's plenty of people here that do a combination of both. Have all on-site parking, some that have all off-site parking. The one thing I can tell you is if you do have a mixture like that, is you cannot advertise both. There's one show I met yesterday, for some miraculous way, they had on-site and off-site parking. Without any advertisement, they had an equal amount of people at both. I don't know how that worked. It was unbelievable. But most situations, if you advertise both, people want to go to the event site. And so what I suggest, and I did this in Mississippi, that you use your ticketing company, and it's like a first come, first serve if you don't want to charge. So if you buy a ticket first, like right online, you get a parking pass for Saturday, or you might get a parking pass for Saturday, Sunday. So then it becomes a reserved parking lot, for lack of a better sense. You have a ticket to get into that parking lot. Then everyone else without the ticket will then have to go to those off-site remote lots. Because otherwise you might have 5,000 cars for 2,000 cars.